Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really crucial. We are going to decode the regulatory assessment framework for cooperative health. So think of this like a vital signs checkup for your business. We're specifically looking through the lens of the official Indonesian cooperative regulations. And look, if you manage, advise, or participate in a cooperative, understanding exactly how regulators view your financial health isn't just helpful, it's absolutely critical to your survival. So let's just jump right in with a massive question. Is your cooperative actually truly healthy? Now, I know what you might be thinking. Hey, we have cash in the bank. But I really want to challenge you to look beyond surface-level profits here. Having cash in the bank today doesn't necessarily mean you're immune to a financial crisis tomorrow. We need to treat this regulatory framework exactly as it was intended, as an essential, totally comprehensive medical checkup for your cooperative's fiscal health. Well, here's the thing. Evaluating health is absolutely not just about government compliance or ticking boxes on some bureaucratic form. The source material explicitly stresses that this assessment acts as a crucial early warning system. It is specifically designed to help you catch the hidden symptoms of financial distress or even bankruptcy long before they become fatal to the organization. Ultimately, it's about being proactive, not reactive. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the importance of health checks. Then, the 4 main pillars, followed by the 6 key financial ratios, the weighting and scoring system, and finally, the final health predicates. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The anatomy. The 4 main pillars.
So, looking at the framework set out in Permenkop No. 09 year 2020, regulators essentially slice the health assessment into 4 main areas. Governance holds a huge 30% weight, which really proves that good management and clear structures are heavily rewarded. Risk profile takes up 15%. Capital structure is another 15%, but the largest slice by far is financial performance, carrying a massive 40% weight. This is the absolute heartbeat of the cooperative. If this 40% fails, well, the whole shebang collapses. Moving right along to the core of our checkup, the vitals, 6 key financial ratios. Okay, to clear up the math from our earlier look at the 4 main pillars, the 6 vital signs we're about to discuss represent the specific subweights that combine to make up that overarching 40% financial performance score. They sum up to 100% of that specific financial category. Our very first vital sign is capital, or permetalon. This isn't just the money you use to operate day to day, it's your shock absorber. Regulators look closely at your capital to ensure the cooperative has a rock-solid financial foundation and equity base. If a sudden economic downturn hits, or, if a large number of loans default, your capital is the shield that protects members' funds from being entirely wiped out. When looking at the specific metric breakdowns within this financial pillar, capital is assigned a highly significant 15% weight. It's literally the anchor. Without sufficient capital, every other metric is just built on sand.
Let's move on to our second vital sign, which is productive asset quality. This one diagnoses how well the cooperative's money is actually working. Are your investments yielding returns? And, more importantly for savings and loan cooperatives, are your members actually paying back their loans? This metric aggressively hunts for non-performing loans, or bad debt. You could have a massive loan portfolio, but if a high percentage of it is uncollectible, your asset quality is critically ill. And out of all the vital signs, this one is the most critical to regulators, carrying a massive 40% subweight within the financial performance pillar.
Next up, our third vital sign is efficiency. You can think of this as the organizational treadmill test. It measures your ability to minimize operational costs while maximizing your output and member benefits. Are your administrative costs just eating up all the profit margins? This ratio checks if the cooperative is running lean and mean, or if it's suffering from dangerous financial bloat that's draining resources away from the members. Because hey, saving $1 on unnecessary operational expenses is just as important as earning a new dollar in revenue, right? That's exactly why efficiency holds a solid 10% weight in this financial breakdown. A highly efficient cooperative can weather tough times so much better than a wasteful one. Moving right along to number 4, liquidity. This one is all about speed and availability. It measures the cooperative's immediate capacity to meet short-term financial obligations. If a large group of members suddenly want to withdraw their savings tomorrow, or if a short-term debt comes due, do you have the liquid cash on hand to pay them immediately without having to sell off long-term assets at a major loss? Regulators absolutely do not mess around with this one. They assign liquidity a hefty 15% weight in the evaluation. And why is that? Because cash flow is literally the oxygen of your business. You can be super profitable on paper, but if you run out of liquid cash, your cooperative suffocates and operations freeze instantly. Our fifth vital sign is independence and growth. Now, this one is pretty fascinating because it's forward-looking. Regulators aren't just looking at where you are today, they want to see if you're scaling sustainably for tomorrow. Are you self-sufficient, generating your own capital through retained earnings and member deposits? Or are you dangerously reliant on external bailouts, government grants, or expensive outside bank loans? This forward-looking growth and independence metric accounts for a 10% weight in the financial score. It essentially ensures that the cooperative has a viable future and isn't just surviving day-to-day on borrowed time and outside money. And finally, our sixth vital sign. This one is uniquely tailored to this specific business model: cooperative identity. Regulators want to ensure your organization isn't just acting like a standard commercial bank. Are you actually staying true to the core cooperative mission? This measures member participation, democratic control, and whether the financial benefits are genuinely flowing back to the members who own the institution. Maintaining this unique identity holds a strict 10% weight. This literally proves that in a cooperative, your principles matter on the balance sheet. If you lose your identity, you lose your purpose, and regulators will penalize your score for sure. All right, we have our vital signs. Let's look at the results: the diagnosis, scoring, and predicates. To figure out your official diagnosis, regulators use this authentic scoring matrix. It's like a giant puzzle where every single aspect we just discussed, governance, risk profile, financial performance, and capital, is assigned a specific numerical score that falls into a strict bracket. All those complex ratios are mathematically distilled down into a final, undeniable total score out of 100. Which brings us to the final verdicts, final health predicates. So here's the absolute bottom line when that final tally comes in. If your total score is between 80 and 100, congratulations, you receive the predicate of healthy or Sehat. Awesome. If you're between 66 and just under 80, you're fairly healthy. But if your score drops below 66, alarms go off. You are officially classified as under supervision. And if things are really dire and you score below 51, you fall into the under special supervision category, and that triggers severe administrative sanctions and immediate regulatory intervention. Now, the source material makes a really powerful point here that frankly every manager needs to hear. Do not wait for the official government audit. Official audits can sometimes be delayed or out of date. Proactively monitoring these vital signs yourself empowers you to spot weaknesses and fix them immediately. A proactive checkup prevents painful regulatory interventions down the road. Which leaves us with one final, absolutely critical thought to end on today. You know the vital signs now. You know exactly what the regulators are looking for and how much weight they give to your asset quality, your liquidity, your capital, and your efficiency. So the real question isn't whether you're going to be assessed, but when. Don't wait until it's too late. Have you used this early warning system to assess your cooperative's health today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go run those numbers.